I'm Tamara Holder, and this is Sports Court. It is a good day for Tom Brady. The Patriots quarterback won big in court today as a federal judge ruled against the NFL's 4-game suspension for the Deflategate scandal. That means all of his suspension thrown out the window. Joining me via Skype to weigh in is sports writer Adam Lazarus. Welcome, Adam.
Thanks for having me back. Appreciate it.
All right, so there's a lot to talk about, but I first want to talk about the original person who suspended Tom Brady, and that's Troy Vincent, which was a new precedent. Goodell usually issued the suspensions. This time he passed it to Troy Vincent. Do you think that that was a mistake here?
You know, I think that he was probably trying to stay away from the story. You know, this is a player involvement with a kind of a uncharted territory with this kind of suspension, you know, in-game rule violations as opposed to some kind of off the field in violation or drug use or PEDs or something. I think they were kind of operating without a net here, and it must have proved to be a mistake because it didn't work, and they have a lot of egg on their face now.
Right, and interestingly, Troy Vincent issued a statement saying that the NFLPA was spending too much money on appeals and whatnot. But now we see that the NFL, they're the ones that spent all this money on this Ted Wells report, who was a criminal or who is a criminal defense attorney, and he got it wrong. An attorney that they hired to issue a report got it wrong.
I think that the NFL looks bad here. I think, you know, you're saying, spending all that money, spending all that time. We're talking about this whole thing has gone over for 8-9 months. The Wells report's been out there for months, and it's eaten up a lot of time and attention in the media, and it's distracted from the league itself, I think. And to come out on the losing end of it is sort of the worst case scenario. If they'd went through all those troubles and they had at least gotten the ruling that they wanted, I think it would have been justifiable, even if it was still kind of a waste of resources. But the league itself, you know, this is a bad day for the NFL, I would think, for the front office.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Roger Goodell seems to have been, you know, as you said, like tried to stay away from it. Do you think now that they're actually going to create some kind of rules with regard to evidence? You know, the phone was a big deal that Tom Brady threw away his phone. How can the NFL engage in some kind of investigation without with player, I guess, agreement?
Well, you're right that it is kind of it's a win for Brady hiding evidence in a way, which is not ideal. I mean, I don't think that would go over so well in a court of law, and it obviously does create a hazy situation here. I don't know how the NFL plans to attend to that in the future. You would think that more cooperation would be expected and in a way demanded, but it can't really be because Brady won. In a way, Brady won the case, and whatever he did was apparently justified in terms of hiding evidence or covering up evidence or however you want to describe it. The important thing to look at, though, is it's not necessarily saying that Brady was, from what I gather, all the people out there talking about it and the report itself, it's not as much saying Brady was innocent as he was not guilty, and how much of there wasn't enough evidence to prove that he had done anything wrong. I remember over a week or two ago, one of the opening arguments or one of the opening statements that Judge Berman had made was something to the effect that, is this all the evidence you have here? Because I'm not seeing an overabundance of, you know, guilt in terms of what the Patriots and Brady did. So I think that's the most important thing. Not so much that Brady was completely free of any kind of mistake, but that the league didn't prove the case well enough.
Which goes to the fact that the report by a criminal defense attorney just said that it was more probable than not that Brady knew, and that's not a standard. That's not a standard. I actually personally thought that the judge was going to uphold the suspension because this is an agreement between the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement with the NFL, that they would go to arbitration and not go to court. So to me, I was wrong for the first time ever. But just briefly, do you think that this is going to change anything with regard to the PSIs and the ball rule?
Oh, I absolutely think that this will have a long-lasting impact. I don't know exactly what that is. I think this will be monitored much more carefully because as bad as this is for the NFL, for it to happen again, where there's another situation, whether it's a regular season game, Super Bowl, whatever, where there's an issue regarding ball maintenance, and if a team is involved in tampering with the ball, then that would be 10 times worse for it to happen again. So I do think the league is going to have to monitor this a lot more closely.
All right,
How
well,
they do that?
We have to
Okay.
go. We will see how they do it. I'm sorry to cut
Yes.
you off. We have
No,
to
no,
go.
that's okay.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they change some kind of rules with regard to the balls and controlling them. So thank you all for watching us. Sports Court is adjourned.